No respect. No respect at all.
He's the last word in animal magnetism.
I'm smart. Well, when I was paper trained, I learned to read.
He's the hottest thing that ever hit Las Vegas.
I love my life in Las Vegas. I wouldn't change it for anything. I got it made here.
He's animation's newest party animal.
Why, it's a dog's life, and I love it. Las Vegas is the place for me.
He's Rover Dangerfield.
Hey, gang, how you doing?
He's a big city hound on his way out of town.
Oh, pardon me. I mean, I'm new in town.
Way out of town.
I'm on a farm. I think I'll change my name to Jethro. What a vocabulary.
He's hot on the trail of fun.
Get away from those chickens.
Look, we're buddies.
And adventure.
Who do you think you're dealing with? Little Red Riding Hood?
And he's about to discover
Hey, who's she?
a farm is the perfect place for love to grow.
I'd give up a bone for you, 'cause that's how much you mean to me. When I first saw your face, my heart began to race. You filled my soul with ecstasy. Hey, Big Mouth, who asked for a wake-up call?
He's man's best friend.
Fetch, boy, fetch!
You want it? You go get it.
He's Rover Dangerfield, the dog who gets no respect.
No respect at all.
So yeah, this is one of those weird ones. Technically, it did come out in 1991. I'm guessing it was in theaters, but if you go to Box Office Mojo for the weekend of August 2nd, it wasn't on their list. But I'm guessing Warner Brothers kind of dumped it out there because they really didn't know what this movie was capable of doing. And really, when you look at the production history, you could kind of see why this was a movie that was developed in the 1980s. It was originally supposed to be released in '88. It was actually supposed to be more of an R-rated film, kind of like what Ralph Bakshi used to do. But Warner Brothers toned it down completely to make it to a G rating. And I guess they were expecting this to make some kind of a profit or something, because not only did they have the movie out there, but they did have toys, and I have the proof right here. Yeah, that's a Rover Dangerfield plush they put out there from Namco. And as you can see there, it was from 1990, so I guess they were going to release it back then, but I actually found this on Mercari a couple of months ago, and I figured, you know what? I might as well get it, because like I said before, this is a movie that holds kind of a nostalgic place in my heart. I mean, yeah, it's a movie that I used to see all the time. They used to play it on HBO, Disney Channel, Cartoon Network a lot in the 1990s. And like I said before, it has a lot of sentimental, nostalgic value to a lot of people, myself included. I really love this movie. I know it's completely ridiculous, it's completely silly, but in a way, I do kind of enjoy it. I think the animation overall is fantastic. This is done by Hyperion Animation. If you don't know their names, you've definitely seen their work. These are the guys that also did The Brave Little Toaster in the 80s, and then 92, they would actually do Bebe's Kids, but we'll get into that movie a little bit later on. The voice work as a whole is actually really good. I mean, Rodney Dangerfield can usually boost even the worst movies by having himself appear in it, and he's pretty funny in here. He's actually kind of enjoyable to watch here. You've also got a lot of notable voice talents in here, like Susan Blue, Dana Hill, Greg Berger, Tress MacNeille, Bob Bergen. A lot of prolific voice actors you've heard in numerous shows and movies. The songs are surprisingly catchy and memorable. I can't remember who actually wrote the songs for this, but I mean, they're really damn good. Like, it's impossible to not start humming these tunes once you start hearing them. I mean, for what it is, it's just a delightful movie, especially if you grew up with it at the time. There are definitely a lot of flaws to the movie. The bad guy, Rocky, is not really all that interesting. He's just kind of a generic bad guy. The script has been there, done that. It's pretty much Doc Hollywood, which is interesting because this actually came up before Doc Hollywood. And really, probably the biggest flaw of the movie is that you could definitely tell it was toned down as it was supposed to be. It really wasn't working for them, and it mostly didn't help that Rodney Dangerfield and Warner Brothers weren't on the best of terms after what happened with Caddyshack 2. If you haven't heard about that story, that's something interesting too, because Rodney Dangerfield was actually going to be in Caddyshack 2, but he didn't. But he fought with Warner Brothers and the producers behind that movie, so he decided not to do that film, and they instead replaced him with Jackie Mason. But overall, this definitely felt like a different movie than what Dangerfield signed on for. I think it would have been very interesting to see what an R-rated take on this would have been like, but for the movie we got, I think it is actually a pretty interesting movie. Yeah, it doesn't quite have the same levels of a Disney or Pixar movie per se, but it doesn't really need to be. It does enough to get a lot of enjoyment and entertainment value from the stuff that it has there. The animation overall is great, the voice cast is very good, so is the music. Just the nostalgic value of it overall is pretty enjoyable. It has flaws, but it still has a special place in my heart. It's just kind of a fun, enjoyable movie to watch. It's stuff like... It's not quite up there with stuff like Chipmunk Adventure or DuckTales the movie, the stuff that I used to watch a lot as a kid, where I can watch it numerous times in a row, but it is still a very fun movie, and I think more people, if you go into it with more of a sense of having fun with it and not expecting like this great cinematic masterpiece, I think you can definitely get something out of this movie. So there you go. That's Rover Dangerfield for you. So with that said, let's go ahead and move on to the next movie that we have here, and this one definitely deserved the R rating that it got, and maybe even more so. In fact, did it even get an R rating? I'm now thinking right now. It's Riki-Oh, the story of Riki. I guess it did get an R rating. I can't really confirm it for sure, but if you've seen the story of Riki, you could definitely tell that it probably deserved an R rating. Hell, it probably deserved an NC-17, considering how much gore is in here. But really, that's kind of the fun of it. I mean, it's best. I mean, the acting, the story, but more importantly, what makes this movie memorable is the fact that it has incredibly brutal and highly unrealistic violence. It's cartoon level times 100, and it's just so campy. It's so over the top. It has some really bad English dubbing on it, but I'll be damned if it's not a hell of a good time. I mean, it's one of those so bad it's good type of movies, but you're just really impressed by how much gore is in here. I'm surprised. I had heard stories about how much gore is in this movie before I actually watched it for the first time a few years ago. And even then, that's not preparing you for what you're about to see with how much violence and gore and blood is in this. But like, I love dark humor, man. And this movie really has a lot of dark humor when you really think about it. Because, like, man, it's really, really amazing how insane and over the top this movie gets. This is the type of movie that I fall in love with. These gonzo, over the top, ridiculous, crazy movies, like crazy stuff that happens all throughout this film. It's hard not to enjoy it, man. I know some people can't take it because it will be too extremely violent for them, and they probably can't keep up with the pacing of it, but if you're looking for something so cartoonishly over the top, extremely brutal, has a ton of blood and gore in it, this is the movie for you. So that's Riki-Oh, the story of Riki. I wish I could say more about it, but I think you pretty much already have a good idea of what this movie is pretty much about if you've already seen it before. So with that said, let's go ahead and move on to the next movie, and that is Ski School.
Ski School. It's not about learning how to ski. For Dave Marshall and his gang, life is one big party.
Welcome to my kingdom. I will bed you all before the night is through.
They're the best at what they do.
I've been watching you ski. You're really good.
May I present to you Section 8?
But the competition is fierce.
Dead. I control this mountain. And I say this is your last year.
With their backs against the wall, they'll do anything to win.
Do you want to have sex with me?
Okay. Let's get naked!
They've got style.
Let the games begin.
Class.
Was it something about your wigwam?
Oh. And the perfect secret weapon.
Who is she? Where does she come from? You really care? Oh my God.
If they don't win, they'll lose the mountain forever.
Scum. Let's settle this once and for all. The best against the best. What do you say? Sure. And we ski the dome.
So for the wildest, most outrageous ride of your life, check into ski school.
Anyone for hot tub?
I love my wife.
Ski school.
Well, I'll give it this. It certainly looks a whole lot better than Ski Patrol did a couple of years ago, but that's not really saying a whole lot. In fact, honestly, the South Park episode Aspen, I think, took a lot of inspiration from this episode. I mean, along with a lot of movies that are very similar to this, we have to save the rec center or save the building that everybody goes to. It's that kind of movie. It's just like, looking at this trailer, I can definitely tell South Park probably took a lot from movies like this, and with that particular episode. But as far as the movie itself goes, it doesn't look all that funny. I mean, like I said, it does look a little bit better than something like Ski Academy. But other than that, though, yeah, it looks like your typical teen sex comedy, pretty much. But I don't know. I mean, I can't. Like I said, it looks a lot better than Ski Patrol, but that really isn't saying a whole lot, because Ski Patrol looked absolutely horrible, and then, at least this one is not made by the same people who made Police Academy, so I guess that's a plus to them. So, yeah, let's move on to the next movie, and that is Too Much Sun, which stars Robert Downey Jr., and is directed by his father, Robert Downey Sr.
Downey Jr., Ralph Macchio, Eric Idle, and Andrea Martin. Only in Beverly Hills could a family this wealthy
Boogaloo, Malibu.
be this outrageous.
So the plot of Too Much Sun is that a multi-millionaire is making out his will. His son is gay, his daughter's a lesbian, yet he vows to leave the fortune to the first one who can produce a grandchild. So, I mean, it's pretty much a premise that's been done to death, kind of, but it has a decent cast to it. I mean, you got Robert Downey Jr. in here, you got Eric Idle, you have Ralph Macchio, you also have Andrea Martin. This was actually one of the three last films that Robert Downey Sr. directed, and he usually would put his son in movies like these, but luckily for Robert Downey Jr., he did eventually become a great actor in his own right, so he didn't have to keep starring in the same movies that his dad was in, but yeah, nothing really about this movie really stands out overall, like, judging from that trailer, so there you go. That's pretty much all I got to say about Too Much Sun. Now let's look at the one new release that came out this weekend in 1992, and that is Bloodsport 3, Forced to Fight.
Don, the Dragon, Wilson. In Bloodfist, he avenged his brother. In Bloodfist 2, he won the Tournament of Champions. In Future Kick, he fought the battle of the 21st century. Now, Don the Dragon Wilson is Jimmy Bolin, an innocent man, wrongly imprisoned and forced to fight.
Or how about Blood Fist 3? Let's call that. I'm sorry I called it Bloodsport 3, but I'm looking at Blood Fist. There's like 8 different Blood Fist movies, and it's just like, how the hell did they keep making so many of these movies? I mean, really, if you've seen Blood Fist 1 or Blood Fist 2, you pretty much have seen every Blood Fist movie that there is. I mean, because really, they're all kind of pretty much the same movie. I mean, there's nothing really different about any of these Bloodsport... There we go again. Blood Fist movies. Blood Fist. Blood Fist. Not the one with Jean-Claude Van Damme. The one with Don the Dragon Wilson. So, Blood Fist. There we go. This is pretty much the same movie as the last two, except you got Shaft in here, Richard Roundtree, and I mean, Richard Roundtree made so many great movie decisions in the 1990s. Theodore Rex, Steel. Yeah, he didn't. Yeah, Shaft should have known better than these movies. But this was the last one of these movies to be released theatrically, so I won't make that mistake again. But there's still 5 more sequels to this, which baffles me that they made so many movies. I mean, if this movie is any indication that these movies are pretty much the same, those movies are pretty much the same as this movie, which doesn't really say a whole lot. I mean, like I said before, I'm not really into these type of films. I mean, I can't get into them. I know people can, but I mean, me personally, I don't really understand the appeal of them. So that's all I got. Blood Fist 3. There we go. Blood Fist 3, Forced to Fight.
The Bartells couldn't believe how fortunate they were to find Peyton.
I adore children, Mrs. Bartell. I love being with them. I love taking care of them. For me, it's the next best thing to actually being a mother.
But they didn't find her.
She seems terrific. What's the catch?
There is no catch. I think she's great.
She chose them.
Never let an attractive woman take a power position in your home. All I'm saying is you have to watch your back.
Now, their innocence is her opportunity.
He has your eyes, you know. Do you really think so?
Their trust
Peyton's been great.
Has she?
I don't know what we would have done without her.
is her weapon.
If something happens to my mommy, would you take care of me?
Of course I would.
And their destruction,
There's only one woman for me.
That's all you need.
her triumph.
When your husband makes love to you, it's my face he sees. Get out of our house. She's turning on me, Michael, just like you said she would. Call the police.
Claire, calm down.
You don't know what she's capable of. Anyone can have an accident. Michael? What goes around comes around.
The hand that rocks the cradle is the hand that rules the world.
It's my family.
The hand that rocks the cradle.
Okay. I got something to say about this. If you've been following my reviews for the last couple of years, you know that when it comes to females, actresses playing the villains or the antagonists in movies, I've been mostly very critical about them. Not because of the actors themselves, but just because of the way they're written, the way the characters act. You really need to be pitch perfect to play a good villain. It's no matter who you are. But very rarely do I see actresses nowadays really make the antagonist role work as well as they have to be. Like, 2 examples come into mind. Ava Green, who was in 300 Rise of an Empire and Sin City: A Dame to Kill For. I thought she was a good villain in 300, at least in 300 Rise of an Empire. And then Cate Blanchett in Thor Ragnarok. She was great as why can't I remember her name now? Hela from Thor Ragnarok. That's who I was thinking of. It was on the tip of my tongue. I couldn't remember it. But yeah, those are just a couple of examples. I know there are other ones that I'm completely missing out on, but for the most part, they really don't. You really need to have a really good actress to play a good antagonist role and to make it work. Which brings me to the point that I'm about to say here. Rebecca De Mornay just can't make it work. I mean, she's a great actress, don't get me wrong, but she's just trying way too hard to be the antagonist in here. This whole movie is so ridiculously stupid. It's a stupid movie, and I can't believe that people were suckered into seeing this movie. It's the same thing I had with the same problems I had with Sleeping with the Enemy a year ago. It's a ridiculous movie. This couple hires this woman out of nowhere. They don't do anything. They don't check anything. They don't do anything to see if she's really right for their children. And they're just like, come on in, do whatever you want. Oh, by the way, our guns are here. If you ever want, the knives are here. If you ever want to use that to kill us, just go right ahead. That's pretty much the logic of this entire movie. Everybody in this movie is so stupid. They are so stupid in this movie, and it's just like they're not even trying to be to be clever or threatening or terrifying. This is a terrible movie. I know there are a lot of people that really like this movie. The fact that this was #1 at the box office for 4 freaking weeks is ridiculous. It's so ridiculous, and I can't believe that, again, people were suckered into seeing this movie. This is not a good movie. This is a movie that could be seen as the Lifetime movie of the week or an NBC movie of the week. Like when TV movies, like when you had the TV movie of the weeks on all the networks. This is pretty much that. There's nothing about this that's screen-worthy, big screen-worthy. And it's just like, there's no twist. The twist isn't that exciting. Rebecca De Mornay is not a good villain in this. Everybody in here acts like an idiot. Nobody is using their brain. And I got nothing. I got nothing else to say. It's a terrible movie. It's a really terrible movie. I hate this movie. I hate this movie so much, and sadly, this was a trend back then, because we not only had this, we not only had Sleeping with the Enemy the year before, but we also have Single White Female coming up this year, which was pretty much the same thing as this movie, which is just let's bring a random stranger into my home, and everything's going to come up daisies. Everything's going to come up happy, and we're all going to be happy together. And it's just like, nope. This movie irks me a lot. I mean, this movie really... I really don't like this movie. It's a shame, too, because there is talent here. I mean, like I said, Rebecca De Mornay is a great actress. Annabelle Shior is a great actress. You have Ernie Hudson here. One of the writers, the writer for this, Amanda Silver, her and her husband, Rick Jaffa, wrote the Planet of the Apes movies that we had recently. Those were great films. Curtis Hanson is a great director. He did L.A. Confidential. He did 8 Mile. And, yeah, this movie just didn't work for me. It's just... It irks me so much that people were so stupid that they fell for this and made it a hit. And it's ridiculous that this made as much as it did, because when I watched it for the first time, I was expecting something great considering the talent and the people on board here. There's nothing great about this movie. We've seen this story done over and over again, and it's just like everybody bought into it. Really, I have nothing else to say about this movie. It's a bad movie. It's one of the worst movies of '92, and it's one of those movies that I feel like it's going to be something like I have with Baby Driver or The King's Speech, where everybody loves it, and I'm the one person that's just like, you guys don't see how terrible this is? This is a bad movie. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say about The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. So, with that said, though, let's get back on a positive note here. Let's go on to the next movie that we have here, the last movie that we have here, and that is Christian Slater in the action comedy Cuffs.
The Patrol Special is a private security force. An elite group of seasoned crime fighters.
All right!
Everyone a professional. Except this one.
Howdy. Never really saw myself as a cop. I'm more like the bad guys. Why are we doing so much running? Aren't we all gonna be in cars? I'm looking for a really big gun that holds a lot of bullets.
Move it!
The first time you screw up, you're out of business.
He's a kid.
I am not a kid. Calm down. Kid.
Where'd you learn to shoot like that?
Never shot a gun before in my life. Maybe this isn't so hard after all.
Wait a minute, everybody!
But we all decided we don't want you as our boss.
We just have to take charge. Yeah, come in, 10-4.
Just checking in, boss.
Surprise the bad guys?
We're gonna die, sir! Oh, I scared you, didn't I?
And send your girl flowers.
And what would you like the card to say?
Dear Maya, it was great seeing you the other night. Love and kisses on all your pink parts. You're under arrest. Lay down on the ground or something.
He's not a patrol special, he's a screw-up.
Got women to do, places to see. Going down.
I'm praying in church.
It's mountain!
Christian Slater.
Hey, the movie's called Cups. I'm gonna get out of my bathroom.
And this is where people are going to criticize my taste in films, because after I just thrashed The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, they're going to be very surprised to see that with this movie, Cuffs, I laughed. I can't help it. I thought it was actually pretty funny. Like, I know it's not the best written script. I know it's not the best written story and the best written characters, but you know what? They made it work. I mean, I actually was very surprised that I actually went into this came out of this movie and actually ended up really liking it. I thought it was actually pretty funny. And really, it is mostly because Christian Slater does carry this film. I mean, he's the best thing about this movie. He sells this film, and he's very funny. He's very, like I said before, he sells the film. And it's funny because I think the reason why I like this movie more is because when I see Christian Slater play this character, for some reason I always think of John Flickster, the Flick Pick. Have you ever seen his channel, and you ever seen John Flickster's mannerisms and all that? A lot of that is in this movie, and maybe that's why I kind of enjoyed it a lot more than I think a lot of people would. Plus, there are some legitimately funny moments too. When they the scene where they blow up the Chief's car. The scene before that. It's what happens before that. It's so ridiculous because Tony Goldwyn's character goes into this abandoned mine this abandoned building, I should say, where they find Cuffs, where Cuffs is like tied up along with the dog, and this bomb is about to go off, and they're just taking their time, and then all of a sudden, as soon as he screams out bomb, they jump through a window and the thing literally explodes. Like, keep in mind that he was still tied up when he said bomb, and then just after that, they somehow managed to get out of there in a matter of seconds, which, it's the most ridiculous thing ever, but what follows after that is one of the funniest scenes in the movie, and it's mostly helped because of Slater and also Tony Goldwyn's performance.
The car's on fire. Oh my god, oh my god, it's on fire. The car is melting! Oh Jesus God, I can't believe it! I know where he's going. It's melting! Let's have a good chuckle about it, man. It's the Chief's car!
I mean, it's amazing how the laws of physics just completely go away there, because it's like as soon as Tony Goldwyn says it's the Chief's car, the car is just like, oh, really? And then blows up again. It's like, how can you not laugh at that? It's hilarious. It's ridiculous, but it's hilarious. And there are many moments in this movie where I laughed pretty hard. I mean, yeah, granted, it's a pretty mediocre buddy cop movie. It's not that it shouldn't be that good, but you know what? I laughed pretty hard. Hell, I even found Mila Jovovich, somebody who I am not a big fan of. I actually thought she was pretty good in this movie. And this is actually, I think it said this was her fourth film that she was in. And we also have Ashley Judd in here making her film debut. And we also have Bruce Boxleitner in here, which he's alright. I mean, it's kind of hard to imagine him and Christian Slater being brothers, because there's really a major difference between both of them. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I laughed pretty hard at this movie at times when it really should not have made me laugh as hard as it did, but I had a good time with it. I was pleasantly surprised by it. It's a movie that really took me by surprise, because I really wasn't expecting much when I saw it the first time around, but hey, it was actually a pretty decent film, and I'd say if you go into it with the right mindset, if you go in there knowing that you're not going to get another Beverly Hills Cop, but you're going to get something, if you want something entertaining, you'll definitely get it here. There is a lot there to really appreciate about this movie. So yeah, there's my taste of films right here. I hate The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, but I like Cuffs, so yeah, there you go.
To the dragon, as I start the regular technique, making the rappers on the bandwagon. Feel the fury of the villain, gave a Miller, slaves.
You know, you are sexy.
Thank you. Sir? Sir, can I check that newspaper? Sir, where are you going? Get a job, why don't you?
People call me Q or
GQ. What did names like Mustafa and Akbar become too hard to spell? Oh, well, I'm serious now.
Well, I'm serious too, Raheem, and this does not make you a man.
I should let you have her. Don't you remember? I let you have her. Almost empty. We went from the cops. We went from security guards. Like on a damn track team. If you want respect, you gotta earn it. You gotta be ready to go down, stand up, and die for that stuff if you want to. Check this out. It's gonna be a piece of cake, Q. Yeah, man, it'll be a piece of cake. We go in right before 11, get the loot, jet. I got a DJ setting that, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to miss that for nobody. I hold on to the gun. Why should he hold on to the gun? Because I already got it. You didn't have to shoot him, man. Move. I want to ask you boys some questions. Did you leave the club at any time tonight?
You're mixed up in it, aren't you?
I think Bishop lost it, man. I'm the one y'all need to be worried about. Hey, yo, man. If you didn't do nothing, then you got nothing to worry about. I know who killed him. Do a minute if I have to.
So Juice was coming out at a time where you were getting more urban movies, and we got great stuff like Do the Right Thing, Jungle Fever, Mo Better Blues, New Jack City, Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society, Poetic Justice. Juice is one of those ones that usually gets overlooked for the most part, probably not helping because it came out in early January, and as we know, January is kind of a dumping ground, and I guess Paramount really didn't have a whole lot of hope going for it, but maybe they thought in January there wasn't that much there. Most of the stuff that was going to come out was probably going to be terrible, so maybe they thought, we'll put it out there. Who knows, it might become a hit. It was a decent-sized hit when it came out, but it did have a massive cult following to the point where in a couple years ago, they actually released it on Blu-ray for the first time, so that tells you something. But as far as the movie itself goes, I think it's a pretty good movie. I don't think it's anything entirely new or groundbreaking, but it is overall a very well-made film with a lot of good performances all around. You got a great debut leading performance from Omar Epps. Tupac Shakur is very good here. I think if he stayed alive, it would have been interesting to see where his acting career would have taken him, because he shows he's got what it takes to be a solid actor. You also have Khalil Khan and Jermaine Hopkins in here. These four guys work off each other so well. You could tell the chemistry between them works so well, and you could believe their friendship. And for Ernest Dickerson, he gets a real solid directing debut here after spending years as a cinematographer for Lee on many of his films. He even did cinematography for Eddie Murphy Raw as well. And he just shows here that he not only has a good knack at directing, but he can also write a really good script since he co-wrote the film as well. And really, this could arguably be his best film as a director. He's had some decent movies, such as Bulletproof, Demon Knight, but overall, this is probably his best overall movie as a director. Again, Juice doesn't really do anything new or creative, but it's an honest, hard slice of reality that kind of still holds up today. The acting is great, the tension is very good, the drama is well done, the directing is very nicely done. It's a pretty solid film. It's a movie that I don't think a lot of people really talk about, but it's a movie that definitely deserves to get more attention. So definitely check it out if you can, Juice. So with that said, let's go ahead and move on to the next movie, and that is Free Jack.
Alex Furlong is about to die. And enter the year 2009, where immortality is only a heartbeat away, where money can buy anything.
Shouldn't you consider an alternative body? Sorry to deceive you.
Including life itself.
Why me? Why don't they just grab somebody who's alive now?
Take a look at these people, Alex. They've lived half their lives with no ozone layer.
Tell me who's behind all this.
I'm sorry. I can't tell you that.
Alex, don't you remember me?
He died, Jewel. Someone paid to bring him back.
I watched you die.
Yeah, right from the trailer, you could pretty much see where this really went wrong. I mean, just that trailer alone, some of the reaction shots are so hilariously bad. Like, this is a mess of a movie. Like, this is a movie that you can definitely tell had a lot of problems behind the scenes. Apparently, this was another one of those movies that had a lot of production problems, and I guess the original version was not good enough for Warner Brothers, so they basically brought in Ronald Shusett to come in and write the script for this. But if you look back at his filmography, he really hasn't done that much good stuff after Alien and Total Recall. He did Phobia, he did Dead and Buried, he did The Final Terror, King Kong Lives, that's a classic, Above the Law, and then after this, he didn't really do anything of relevancy until he was a producer on Minority Report, and then he did the story for Alien vs. Predator and Total Recall, those classic films, wink wink. But yeah, this movie is a mess. This is a terrible, terrible movie, and it's not that it has a bad idea to it. It has some good ideas to it, but just the execution, the visuals look so bleak and so uninspired on so many levels. I mean, Emilio Estevez is trying his best here. Anthony Hopkins but everyone else. No, I take that back. Anthony Hopkins was doing terrible in this. Like, he has no personality in this movie. He's just the generic villain. And in any other year, a bad movie like this would have cost him a chance to win an Academy Award, because this is the type of thing where people try to sabotage Oscar contenders. It happened with Eddie Murphy, with Norbit after he was nominated for Dreamgirls. It happened with Hugh Jackman when they released movie 43 when he was up for Les Miserables. But apparently not. It doesn't hurt Anthony Hopkins, because he won the Oscar that a couple months later for The Silence of the Lambs. Just Mick Jagger, really? Like, I have no doubt that Mick Jagger's probably a good actor and probably has a good idea to make fun of himself, but he just looks like he looks like he doesn't even want to be in here. It's just like Mick Jagger has personality, and this movie just looks like it sucked it out of him. And Renee Russo, God rest her soul, she's trying her best with these. God rest her soul, she's trying her best. Like, I say that like she's dead, but no, but like her performance in here makes no sense whatsoever. This is supposed to take place in 2009, and we see her in 1991, and she doesn't age a bit. Like, she has not aged whatsoever. But I mean, if you've seen Renee Russo in between 91 and 2009, she did age a bit. Not horrible, but just enough that you could definitely notice the differences between her in 91 and her in 2009. And in this movie, it's just like, nope, she hasn't aged one day. It's just like, okay, this is a mess of a movie, is what I'm trying to say here. This is a terrible movie with it has good ideas to it, but it just falls into the same trap that every bad sci-fi movie that's trying to start a franchise fails to do. And it's like, it's trying to create another Blade Runner, pretty much. And Blade Runner was one of those rare things that it's hard to topple. I mean, even with something like Blade Runner 2049, that was a rare exception. But every other time they try to do it, it very rarely pans out. And this is one of those movies that's a definite example of a version of Blade Runner that does not pan out at all. This is a movie that the studio knew it was bad. They tried to fix it, and it failed miserably. So they just said, dump it in January, because nobody's going to go see it. And sure enough, nobody went to go see it, and it's largely been forgotten, and you can definitely see why. So let's end this on a much more positive note. Let's go ahead and take a look at the last movie we have here, and that is the documentary 35 Up. So I had to take some clips from the actual movie itself because the trailer was not online. But if you don't know what the Up series is, basically this started off as a movie called 7 Up, directed by Paul Ullman in 1964. And the basic concept is it's basically a documentary where they take 7 children, they interview them, and then every 7 years they would keep checking back on them to see what their lives have been like ever since. And Ullman only directed the first movie, and ever since then it's been Michael Apted, but he passed away in 2021, so that means whenever they do the next one, which will be 70 Up, which I think will come out in 2024, because the last one came out in 2019, it'll be somebody else. But it is an interesting concept to do this. Like, you take these kids and you follow them throughout their entire lives. There's been 9 of these movies, and I've only been able to see a couple of them, but if you've ever watched the Springfield Up episode of The Simpsons, where they basically are parroting that on this, is where Eric Idle's Declan Desmond character comes back, and he interviews all the characters from 7 years. Is every child at 7 years old, and then at 7 years later, they keep coming back to them. Like you see a young Homer and a young Marge, and all those, and all the characters from The Simpsons, and there. And if you haven't seen the Up series, that pretty much gives you a gist of what these documentaries are like. And I've seen a couple of them so far, and I'm very interested in them. I like what they've done with these. I like this concept, and I like that these kids that do come back every 7 years to talk about what they've been up to and all that. And I haven't seen all of them, unfortunately. I unfortunately have not seen this newest one, 35. This one, well, this one here, 35 Up. I've only gotten up to 28 Up, and this would actually be the next one to check out. But like I said, the concept is very good, and I like these interviews that they have here. These are very interesting interviews. They're interesting scenarios to see these kids grown up, these as adults, and I'm thoroughly impressed with what I've been seeing. I think these are very well done documentaries, and I'm really curious to see where they go from here. Like, I'm really excited to see what 35, 42, 49, 56, and 63 have, and I'll be very interested to see them do the next one, 70 Up in 2026, or no, 2024, I should say. I'm all messed up here, but yeah, you should definitely check them out if you can. You can go to Amazon and get the Up series on a DVD. I'm not sure if it includes 63 Up. I think it stops at 56, but I could be wrong on that. But yeah, if you want to see some good documentaries, I'd say definitely give these ones a watch. That's pretty much all I gotta say right now about the Up series. I have to get to 35 Up at some point.
He's every woman's fantasy.
He kept whispering to me to be loud, and I couldn't stop.
But the perfect date
You have lovely arms. Reminds me of a statue I saw in Paris.
has become
At first, he made me feel special.
the perfect nightmare
He's scaring me.
Scaring yourself.
to trap him.
He knows exactly who to pick, and then he won't fight back.
This distant prey
I'm Dolores Wilson. I'm a teacher.
will have to make the ultimate sacrifice.
Who are you? Are you a cop?
Sean Young, Patrick Bergen, in a thriller that explores the fine line between love and love crimes. Love crimes.
Well, that looks like shit. Good night, everybody. Okay, hold up. Alright, I'll give it its fair day in court. I mean, what do I even need to say about this movie? It has, Sean Young, Patrick Bergen. The director of this is Lizzie Borden, and not that Lizzie Borden, the infamous Lizzie Borden. It's a completely different Lizzie Borden. But, it's pretty much all I gotta say about it, is that it's not directed by that Lizzie Borden, and it stars Sean Young. And, apparently it was one of those movies by Miramax at the time, they had this thing called the Completion Bond Company, where they had people come in and take unfinished projects and completely redo them through this production company without the filmmakers ever knowing about it. Tom and Jerry, the movie, was one of the big examples of a movie being completed by the Completion Bond Company. Richard Williams' The Thief and the Cobbler was a big one as well. And this was another one. A couple years ago, Lizzie Borden actually had an interview with the Important Cinema Club about Harvey Weinstein wanting the ending to be changed before the film's production. They didn't have a script going into this. They filmed this without a script going in. And even then, they took the film out of her hands. They had one of the filmmakers, Kit Carson, shoot flashbacks for this against her will. And she wanted her name taken off the film, but Weinstein threatened to destroy her career if she did, which, I mean, really, it took him almost 30 years to realize that Harvey Weinstein is a terrible, terrible person. I mean, there was never a director's cut for it, and it was basically just a marketing ploy by Weinstein to release a version with more erotic footage in the hopes of drawing more box office, because heaven forbid that an erotic movie in early 92 makes a huge chunk of money at the box office. I mean, when would that ever happen again? Until a couple months later with Basic Instinct, but we'll get to that one, because that one was a much better film. This is not. From this trailer alone, you can definitely tell this is not going to be a good movie at all. I mean, this movie looks horrible on so many levels. Not even like a so bad it's good type of movie like some other movies that we'll get into in the coming weeks, but no, this just looks terrible. It's a bad movie that looks like something that was rushed into production to try to cash in on something that that's not even a thing at the time. Because like I said, Basic Instinct wasn't even released until a couple months later. In fact, Sean Young would be in another erotic thriller. It was basically a parody of erotic thrillers with Fatal Instinct a year later, which actually was a whole lot better than this movie looks like. But again, we'll delve into that when we get into that one. But really, you can just look at that trailer and just see that everything that you think is going to happen is going to happen. Like everything, like this Sean Young's plan is going to go horribly wrong, and it's just, I don't know. It just looks like there's nothing about this movie that makes me want to see it. And I'm telling you, people in 1992 would look at this and go, yeah, no, I don't want to see this. This doesn't look anything interesting. This looks terrible. I mean, what more do I even need to say about it? I mean, it looks like a terrible movie. And, really, is anyone really that surprised, honestly, just by the way this looked? Yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you, man. I mean, I can't really say anything more about it, because I haven't seen it. I'm not gonna see it. I can't really talk about it. Not that I really want to talk about it. It just looks like a bad movie on so many levels. So, yeah. So that's Love Crimes. There, I gave it its fair day in court.
Ed Leland, Linda Voss. 90 words a minute, bilingual dictation, and speaks German with the accent of a Berlin butcher's wife. Lethal combination. Could you stand up and turn around, please?
Why should I do that?
It's an observation test.
Well, I'll take it sitting down.
What I was going to ask you to do is stand up, turn around, and close your eyes and tell me everything you see in the room.
Pictures of sailboats and polo ponies, fancy books and diplomas, stuffed fish on the wall, and a couple of guys from Harvard who are surprised their girl who needs a job won't be treated like a slave.
Are you always like this?
For a woman who dares to speak her mind.
The German language is very specific. Unless, of course, this is all just some kind of code, in which case you should just tell me.
For a man who isn't what he seems.
You're a spy, Mr. Leland.
And you've seen too many movies, Miss Voss.
Enough to know a spy when I see one.
Love happened at the wrong time.
The Japanese have attacked Pearl Harbor, Hawaii by air.
Overnight, the world changed.
That man put his life on the line, which is more than anybody in this room is about to do.
Now, they have to risk everything.
I know the codes, I know the network, I know the whole operation.
Linda, you are a secretary, you are not a spy.
I will quit if you don't let me go.
I'll miss you.
I will, damn it!
You know what you're getting yourself into, Linda.
Yeah, it's a war.
I'll meet you in 2 weeks.
Eyes down, say nothing. And try not to look like a spy.
What happened to the replacement? The replacement is lost in Berlin.
Get her the hell out of there.
Go away, or you'll kill us all.
Michael Douglas, Melanie Griffith.
I want you on that train.
I can't come out now.
Shining through.
Wow, I completely forgot that she actually talks like this throughout the entire movie. I mean, well, that wasn't quite what I wanted to delve into, but that is Shining Through. But yeah, that's this is a mess of a movie. I mean, my God, that trailer was bad. I mean, that trailer just gives you it's kind of like Love Crimes. It's kind of it just shows you why it fails on so many levels, but this movie fails on levels that are beyond me, because the people that are involved in this are extremely talented people. I mean, you've got Michael Douglas, an Academy Award winner, Melanie Griffith, an Academy Award nominee that deserved an Academy Award nomination for a Working Girl, Liam Neeson, just before he found success with Schindler's List, Jolie Richardson, John Gielgud, another Academy Award winner. This director has been behind some of the most memorable movies ever made, including The Omen and recent stuff like Burn on a Wire. But yeah, this movie Well, first off, the whole idea of doing a melodramatic World War II drama that's kind of romantic has been really done to death. I mean, it was done to death years before Pearl Harbor was the final nail in the coffin, the Michael Bay movie. But, yeah, nobody was really doing this anymore, and for good reason, because they were all just the same movie over and over again. But, no, this movie is completely one of those on the so bad it's good type of level, just for some of the performances alone in this movie. The line readings that some of these actors give, specifically Melanie Griffith, are terrible. I mean, Melanie Griffith is a great actress, but this was around the time she was just picking one bad movie after another, and we're gonna see a lot of really bad movies with her in them, unfortunately, because, like I said before, she's proven she could be a great actress. She was great in Working Girl. She's been great in some other movies, but what I'm about to show you here is an Academy Award nominated actress giving one of the worst line readings to a line that is terrible ever made. I mean, this is one of those moments where this is what makes the movie so memorably bad. It's just watch.
I want you to taste my strudel, the way my grandmother taught me to make it, and my apple compote. She taught me to cook German style, the way my grandfather likes it. And I could cook for 50 if I had to. 5 courses, the way they do it in Berlin. And on nights when they didn't have people over, I could bring tea and strudel up to the Drescher's study and put a little schnapps in the tea so that Horst and Hedda would get tired and could retire early, and I could be left alone in the study to clean up. This is not about you and me, damn it. I want to do something important with my life.
Good Lord, man, try the damn strudel. Just get her to shut up. I mean, now granted, I guess the idea is that she's talking in code, but it's just the way she's reading this line. Like, she's not speaking coherent sentences. She's saying multiple sentences in, like, one straight line, and she can't even swear right. I mean, granted, I had to take this clip from Cisco and Ever because I couldn't find the actual clip itself on its own, so they probably cut out the goddammit part there, but, just that line reading. This is not about you and me, damn it. That's how you usually would do it, but she goes, this is not about you and me, damn it. I mean, this is like, it's a bad line reading. It makes Tommy Wiseau, I mean, I'm thoroughly convinced Tommy Wiseau decided to become an actor because of a movie like this. I mean, this is straight up something on the lines of Wiseau's The Room, in terms of just badly reading lines, and the worst part is, like I said, it's Melanie Griffith. She's proven she's been a capable actress before, and this is just like, who looked at this and said, that's good, Melanie, we don't need you to do another version that's actually kind of serious and all that, but, no, we'll just stick with this one here. And it's just like, it makes no sense at all why they went with this. I mean, it's just, it's a so bad it's good type of line because it is so hilariously bad. But the rest of the movie itself is just so bad. I mean, it's just so melodramatic. It's so not exciting at all. These explosions that happen in this movie, this is supposed to take place in the middle of a war. And you get bored immediately with how bad these scenes are shot. Like, there's no sense of urgency, there's no sense of fear, there's no sense of drama going on here. It's just a mess on so many levels. It's a bad movie. It's really one of the reasons why January is such a dumping ground, because Fox knew this was bad. Like, you don't put a movie like this in January and expect something great to come out of it. I mean, at least not back then. Maybe nowadays, but, no. They knew this was terrible, and clearly they just wanted to dump it out there, get it out there, so it could just go away, and, kind of did, so, shining through. A movie that's so bad, it's actually kind of good for how bad it is. I guess I have one other movie to look at. At least it's a much better movie to look at. It's Sam Shepard and Julie Delpy in Voyager.
From Academy Award-winning director Volker Schlondorf, Voyager. Walter Faber is a man of distinction.
Spent 3 months in the jungle. Feels like I never left.
He's known many women.
You can't keep on roving around the world forever.
And loved only one.
You didn't want to get married. I asked you to get married.
But even a man like Walter Faber can't help falling in love again.
I think you should get married, Mr. Faber.
Now he's on a voyage. Back to his youth. To his past. To a surprise too shocking to imagine. Starring Academy Award nominee Sam Shepard, Julie Delpy, and Barbara Sakawa, Voyager. 2 thumbs up, Siskel and Ebert. Sexy and compelling, Rex Reed. Sam Shepard gives his finest screen performance, Peter Travers. Delpy ignites the screen, Neil Rosen. Riveting, Kathleen Carroll. Voyager.
So Voyager stars Sam Shepard and Julie Delpy before she found success with the Before Sunrise series, which is interesting because when you really look at this movie, I think Before Sunrise took a lot of inspiration from this. Or if anything, Julie Delpy said to Richard Linklater when he made that movie, hey, I was in this movie called Voyager. We had kind of a similar feel to it. So, I don't know, maybe want to do something like that for an English type of audience. I mean, it's weird to think that, but in a way, this trailer gives me an indication that that kind of is what this is kind of a precursor to what Before Sunrise is. But, I don't know. Unfortunately, I haven't seen this movie, so I can't really comment on it too much. Who knows? Maybe it's something different entirely, but it does look pretty good. I mean, Sam Shepard's in it. He doesn't usually turn in a really bad performance, and Julie Delpy's been really good in a lot of movies that she's been in, so I really don't see how this could be that terrible, and it's got some good reviews. It won some awards. So, yeah. Could be definitely something worth watching. I'm not going to rush out to see it, but it does pique my interest a little bit, so it's something I'll definitely check out one day.